So second sample is given at 2. We are doing the 2 sample proportion. So medicine is to be tested with the 2 samples. And in the first sample, 350 of 600 are responded positive, and the second sample is that medicine will be tested positive to 260 from 500. Now the research unit want to test whether there is a significant difference between the efficacy of the two drugs at 5% level of significance. How will you deal with this problem? Okay, so the problem is there will be two medicine. One medicine is given to 600 animals, and 350 has responded positive to medicine 1, and medicine 2 will be given to 500 animals, and the 260 has responded positive to that. So we want to conclude that if there is a significant difference between these two medicines or not. So there is a significant difference. Now we want to find if there is a significant difference between the two medicines or not. Fine. So steps is again they remain the same. So first is what you will apply over here. Apply
that there is no significant difference between the two drugs.
no, that is the formulation of hypothesis. But the thing is, what is this case? If it is a case of Z
तो
test, T test,
क्वांटिटी गिवन तो
Two
प्रोपोर्शन कट
proportions.
हो गई है.
So it's a case of Z test and two sample proportion.
so the question says it is like a medicine is to be tested on 2 samples. So 2 is the case, so that is not a case of ANOVA because there will be only 2 samples are involved. So that is a case of a Z test or T test. Then, as the sample size is greater than 30 in both the cases, 600 and 500 is the sample size, so both are greater than 30. So that's why it is a case of your Z test. Plus, it is not a mean it is given to you. It is like a quantity given. 350 of 600, 260 of 500. So that is a proportion given to you. That is a proportion data given to you. So it is a case of your 2 sample proportions. Clear? So we have to apply the 2 sample proportions. So formulation of hypothesis H0 says. So H0 says medicine 1 is equal to medicine 2. So that will be your null hypothesis, which says that there is no significant difference between the medicine 1 and the medicine 2. So your null hypothesis becomes medicine 1 is equal to medicine 2, and alternate is medicine 1 is not equal to medicine 2. Fine. Now that means if medicine 1 is better or medicine 2 is better.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yes.
is not mute. It's distracting.
Fine. Okay. So medicine 1 is not equal to medicine 2. That will be your alternate hypothesis. That means there is a significant difference between the two medicines. Either 1 is better or 2 is better, but there is a significant difference between the two. Right? So then the step 2 is we have to decide either a one-tail test or a two-tail test. So it is a case of two-tail because either 1 is better or 2 is better. So anyone can be better. So that is a case of your two-tail because we have a tail on the both the sides. Now we have the calculated value of the statistic. So formula for the calculated value for 2 sample proportion is, so write down the formula for this. So write down the formula for the 2 sample proportion. It is P1 minus P2 divided by it's P1 minus P2 divided by P into P into 1 minus P divide into 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. So this is the formula for Z calculated for two sample proportion P1 minus P2 So this is P1 minus P2 divided by under root of complete under root of. So this is the complete. So the under root of P into 1 minus P into 1 by N1 plus 1 by N2. Where P1 is अब यहाँ पे दो proportion होंगे ना, एक sample 1 का एक sample 2 का. So where P1 is
first proportion.
Sample proportion. Where P1 is the first sample proportion. Where P1 is the first sample proportion, P2 is the second sample proportion. P1, P2 you are clear with. N1 and N2 is the first sample size and the second sample size. Now you are left with the P. So here P1, P2 you know, N1, N2 you know. Now what is the value of P? So P is equal to, there is a further formula for P over here. So P is equal to N1 P1 plus N2 P2. So it is N1 P1 plus N2 P2 divided by N1 plus N2. So that will be the formula for P. So which is N1 P1 plus N2 P2 divided by N1 plus N2. Clear? So now you have the formula with you. Now calculate the Z calculated value for this. So Z calculated becomes, so first you have to calculate for P1. So what is the value of P1 over here? So first you have to calculate P1. So P1 is equal to 360 divided by 600.
50, sir, 350.
So what will be the value of 360 divided by 600?
That is 350.
350. Okay. So 350 divided by 600. So it comes out to be 0.583. So 0.583 is so 0.583 is the P1 value. Then in the same way you have to calculate P2. So P2 is equal to 260 on 500. So 260 on 500, that is, the value comes out to be 0.520. So this 0.583 is the proportion for medicine 1 and 0.520 is the proportion for medicine 2. Now calculate the value of P. So P is equal to, P is N1 P1. So for that first you have to write the values of N1. So N1 is the total sample size for the medicine 1.
600.
600.
600 and N2 is 500.
500.
Now you will calculate P is equal to N1 P1. So N1 is 600 into P1, which is 0.583. So So 600 into 0.583 plus 500 into 0.520 whole divided by n1 plus n2, which is 1100. Fine. So solve this to get the value of P. So what will be the value of P? So what's the value of P? So 349.8 will be the first.
Sir, it's 0.554.
So
Sir,
is it
P comes out to be
260 plus 349 divided by, so 0.5536.
Yes, sir.
So the P value comes out to be 0.5536. That is your P. Now calculate Z calculated. You get every value, and now you can find the Z calculated. So Z calculated becomes P1 is 0.583 minus of 0.520. Then so 0.583 minus 0.580 whole divided by under root of P. P is 0.5536 into 1 minus P. 1 minus P is 1 minus 0.5536. कितना आता है? 1 minus 0.5536. So it is 0.4464. So multiply by 0.4464 and P into 1 minus P into 1 divided by 600 plus 1 divided by 500. So calculate this. ये पूरा कैलकुलेट करो कितना आ रहा है. So tell me the answer. So 1 divided by 600 is 0.00167 and 1 divided by 500 is 0.002. So this plus so 0.00367. So this is multiply by 0.4464 and multiply by 0.5536. So this and now you have to find the under root of the same. So 0.
Sir, answer is 2.113.
Last answer you are talking of.
Yes, sir. Last answer is 2.113.
So Z calculated is 2.113.
113.
So that becomes your Z calculated. Fine. So now next step is table value. So there is again no difference in the table value as it is a case of 5% level of significance, two tail. So 0.025 on that side, 0.025 on this side. So this area becomes 0.475. So this area is 0.475. You have to see the same with the table value, which is 1.96. Now, as our calculated value is greater than the table value, so we have to reject our null hypothesis. Because 2.113 is greater than 1.96, so this comes in the rejection region. So hence we have to reject our null hypothesis, which means, so if we compare this, so here the calculated value comes out to be 2.13, which is greater than the table value 1.96, hence H0 is rejected. So the interpretation of the same is, so the interpretation is there is a significant difference in the efficacy of two medicines. Like suppose in today's scenario, if we want to compare the efficacy of Covishield and Covaxin, so that can be done by giving the Covishield to maybe 1,000 patients, or maybe Covaxin to 700 individuals. Then we are seeing that how many of they are efficacy, they are not because it is a vaccine, so they are not attacked with the virus. So that is the efficacy of both the things. So then we can compare that if the Covishield is the significant difference in the efficacy of the Covishield and the Covaxin. But if this third vaccination also comes, then we cannot apply this Z test. If third will also come, like suppose the Sputnik of the Italy is there. So if we compare that also, then we have to go with the F test also. We cannot compare it with the Z test also. Fine.
Sir, as we can see that there is a significant difference between the two medicine, but can we like conclude that which one is more better than other?
So more better you can simply compare it with. So better, so we have more proportion with 0.583 for medicine 1. So that
Yes,
automatically says that medicine 1 is better, because there will be more in number of individuals who are better with medicine 1. So there will be higher proportion for medicine 1 as compared to medicine 2. So it automatically tells the medicine 1 is better.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Fine. But the thing is, we want to know if that is significant difference, the betterness is significant or not. So that we will find from this. So if suppose if I compare it with the Covaxin or Covishield, so if suppose from Covishield 49% of the respondents are not attacked with the virus further. So the Covishield efficacy is 49% and maybe Covaxin is 48.5%. So that 0.5% I want to analyze if that 0.5% is significant enough. अगर तो वो significant है 0.5%, if it is a significant, then I will take a decision to launch only Covishield in the market. But अगर वो significant 0.5% का जो difference है, अगर वो significant नहीं है, then मैं अपना प्रोडक्शन लेवल डबल करूंगा ना. ईदर कोविशील्ड और कोवैक्सीन कैन बी गिवन टू द इंडिविजुअल्स. तो अगर कोई भी दे सकते हैं, बिकॉज 0.5% का जो एफिकेसी लेवल डिफरेंस है, इट इज नॉट सिग्निफिकेंट इनफ. सो मेरे लिए मार्केट में दोनों ड्रग्स आएंगी ना, which will help me to reach to the 1.25 crores of the population quicker, because there will be two medicines now as compared to the one. अगर हम एक मेडिसिन से करते हैं तो स्लोली मूव करेंगे हम 1.25 करोड़ को कवर करने के लिए. बट इफ वी हैव अ 2 मेडिसिन इन द मार्केट, then it is speed, the speed of the reach will be higher, and it is only 0.5%, and we have declared that it is not a significant difference of 0.5 that makes a difference on this data. So that's why if we are saying that there will be no significant difference, if we are accepting a null hypothesis in this case, Covishield and versus Covaxin, then both the medicines we are assuming that their equal efficacy is. So we are assuming that they have an equal efficacy and both can be equally effective to, you can say, protect me from the virus. So that is the situation in which we want to analyze. So, but if I want to analyze it, if it is which is better, then the efficacy of, if the higher the proportion of any medicine, that will be automatically the better one. Fine enough. Any doubts in this?
No, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I
Yeah.
have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, if practically we see the statistics is about approximations only. The approximations in terms कि अगर आप we are taking the example of Covaxin and Covishield. So, I just want to ask that whatever we are calculating, that is just an estimation that this could be better or not. There in terms of significant difference.
Okay.
I want to ask that practically, obviously, that things are different. In terms ki we like we are saying that there is 0.5 difference, which is significant or not, but still we are having the vaccine in the market because we need it.
No, the thing is that because we have seen the efficacy, the vaccination process is like the COVID is coming in the last year. So we have reached with the vaccination now. It's a complete process of maybe 1.5 years. So it is not like the vaccination is not produced, but the vaccination process is always like, because it is a vaccination. So the major time is taken for the testing part of that medicine, whether they have not a side effects to that. So each vaccination will take a time in the testing phase, not maybe in the manufacturing phase, but in the testing phase, because first it has to be tested on maybe the animals, and then lastly we have the trials on the human body. So that is the case we want to analyze it. So we have collected the data. So that is the thing, we have suppose administered the drugs to the animals first. So that's is this question, because the medicine is administered to animals over in our case, but we have done the example. So in that case, it is given to 600 animals, and 350 have responded positive to that medicine. So that is a trial phase 1. So we have collected the data, how many of them we are given the medicine and how many of them are cured with this. So this is the practical grounds. It is not like we are making the approximations or estimations of the things. We have administered the data to 500 animals and we have observed them for maybe period of 10 days or 15 days, that if any side effects will come to them, or if they are cured with the particular medicine or not. But medicine and vaccination has a difference. Medicine is the person is affected from the disease and I've given the medicine if I want to see if it's cured from that or not. But vaccination is I'm not attacked with the virus, but I'm giving the vaccination to protect from that virus. So I have to observe those individuals who have given with the vaccination, that if they are not attacked with the virus maybe in the next month or 2 months or 3 months. So that's why there is a trial period. It is not like that I am giving the vaccination today, I'll wait till tomorrow that it will not attack with the virus till tomorrow. I have to see the period, like from the vaccination, 3 months from the vaccination is not attacked with the virus. So then we have analyzed that it is responded, like I have given the Covishield to 500 individuals. Out of that, 50 are attacked with the virus. So we are saying that 450 is the efficacy level of the Covishield. So 450 on 500 is the efficiency of the Covishield.
Thank you.
Fine. So that is the data collection we can done in that way.
Okay.
So it is a method of your data collection. then you are analyzing it through these tests. That is the meaning of this. So it is in the practical ground. It is not like that we are estimating the things on the statistics. Fine enough.
Thank you, sir.
Now-
Thank you.
It's okay. Now the next is your we have covered with the 4 cases of your Z test. So now comes the T test. So again in the T test we have 3 cases. That is 1 sample mean, 2 sample mean, the same as in the Z test. But with the only difference is there the sample size is greater than 30. Here the sample size is less than 30. So with the difference of the sample size, we have come up with the T test, 1 sample T test and the 2 sample. 1 second. So 1 sample T test and the 2 sample T test. And the third one is, and here there will be no cases of proportions because already the sample size is less than 30. So it is you can say illogical to say the proportions out of 30. 30 is the maximum size. It is illogical to say that 5 individuals out of 30. So that's why there is no cases of proportion in case of T test. So the third case here is of paired T test, or you can say paired sample T test. It is a paired sample T test. So we'll discuss one by one these. So first is your 1 sample T test. So first is your 1 sample T test. So again there will be 6 steps. So I will take the reference of this only, or I'll take with this Z test 1 sample reference. I will take this as a reference. Fine. So now the question says it is a 1 sample T test now. So 1 sample T test means the sample size must be less than equal to 30. So if this is the question, so you can write the separate question. So write down the question for the T test, that will explain from that only. So it is like the question is like the mean of a certain production process is known to be 50 with a standard deviation of 2.5. So I am writing the question. So the mean of a certain production process is known to be 50 with the standard deviation of, with the SD लिख रहा हूं मैं, with the SD of 2.5. Production manager may welcome any change in the mean value towards the higher side but would like to safeguard against the decreasing value of the mean. So the production manager may welcome any change in mean value towards the higher side, but would like to safeguard against the decreasing trend. Decreasing values of the mean. Fine. Then for the same, he takes a sample of 12 items, and that gives a mean value of 48.5, and that gives the mean value of 48.5. What inference should the manager take? For the production process? For the production process on the sample results, use 5% level of significance. Fine. So read down first the question. So the question says the mean of a certain production process is known to be 50, the SD of 2.5. The production manager may welcome any change in the mean value towards the higher side, but would not like to safeguard against the decreasing values of the mean. Now for checking the same, he takes a sample of 12 items, and that gives the mean value of 48.5. So what inference should the manager should take for the production process? Fine. So tell me, what is this case? So here it is like we have taken the one sample, and now we have to compare that sample mean. So mean value of 48.5 is to be compared with the population mean of the 50. So that is the case of your one sample mean. It is a case of one sample mean, and plus because it is the sample size of 12 items only, so it is less than 30. So that's why it is a case of your one sample t test. Fine. Any problem or any doubt in this? To decide whether which type of test it is. Clear? So that's why, because if the sample size, yes.
दोबारा repeat कर दीजिए सर.
This is a sample of 12 items is to be taken. So there is only one sample. There will be no two samples. That if it is not like that, I have taken the one sample and the another sample. We have only taken the one sample of 12 items. And we are comparing the mean value of this as 48.5 to a standard 50. The mean of a certain production process is known to be 50, और मेरे sample का कितना आ रहा है 48.5. So now I have to compare this 48.5 mean value with the 50 mean value. So that is a case of one sample mean. As because it is only of 12 samples, which is less than 30, it is a case of your t test. So that's why it becomes a one sample t test. Fine. So the formulation of hypothesis. So formulation of hypothesis says the two means or my sample mean, or you can say that the sample mean is equal to 50. Sample mean is equal to 50, that is your null, and not equal to 50 is your alternate. My sample is equal to जो 12 जो हमने 12 आइटम्स लिए हैं, इनका जो मीन है, इन 12 आइटम्स का जो मीन है वो 50 है, दैट इज योर नल, और इट इज नॉट इक्वल टू 50, दैट इज योर ऑल्टरनेट. Then of one-tailed test or two-tailed test? So tell me by reading the question if it is a one-tailed test or a two-tailed test. Tell me this particular test if it is a one-tailed test or a two-tailed test.
So two-tailed test.
Why? Why?
Sir, because it's written that manager may welcome. Acha, nahi, sorry, one tail. The higher is okay, but if decreasing value has to
It is
safeguard.
a one-tailed test because the manager is only concerned with
But
the
lower
mean
value.
decrease. It has to safeguard against the decreasing values of the mean. So he's not bothered about increase. He is bothered about the decrease in the mean. ठीक, बढ़ जाए उसको कोई इशू नहीं है. He has to for the greater one. But ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि वो कम हो जाए. जैसे मैंने एग्जांपल लिया था टीचिंग के बाद. I am bothered about your increase in the efficiency. I am not bothered. I am not considering कि मेरे पढ़ाने के बाद जो तुम्हारा IQ लेवल है वो उससे भी कम आ गया. Fine. The same case is here that the production manager has the more concern on to safeguard against the decrease in the mean values. So that's why it is only a one-tailed test. It is not a two-tailed test. So in this particular example, it is only a one-tailed test. Now the statistics. So here we have to calculate the T calculated value. So there we have calculated this Z calculated. Here it is T calculated. So the T calculated formula is same as that of Z in one sample. It will be the same formula x minus mu divided by sigma by under root n. Where, but this is not sigma over here. This is S, where S is the standard error. यहाँ पे हम standard deviation बोलते हैं ना, यहाँ पे हम बोलते हैं S is the standard error. So this will be x minus mu divided by S by under root n. So that becomes the formula, and so and everything is known to you. So T calculated is now. So T calculated is 48.5 minus mu is your population, which is 50, divided by standard deviation is 2.5 and divided by 2 under root of 12. So that becomes your 2T calculated. So 2.5 divided by under root of 12. So first calculate the under root of 12. So under root of 12 is 3.46. So hello, good morning. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So calculate this value. So 3.46, then 2.5 divided by 3.46. So 0.72 and 1.5 divided by 0.72. So 2.083 are you? So this value comes out to be like 2.083. Fine. So that will be your T calculated value. Now next is you have to see the T table value. So there is a difference in this seeing the table value. So you can the way to see the table value is different as the case on it is not like the Z table. So we have to So we have to see the table value. So I will show you how we can see the table values.
So table is same, table is also
No,
different.
table is also different. So you have a different table of the t-test. So for that I have to lock this screen and then I have to show you that table. First I lock this and then I will share the table. If it is visible to you, this is the T table. At the top of the table, it is written as a T distribution. So you have to see the top of the table that is written as a T distribution. So there is a separate table for the T1. It is visible?
Yes, sir.
सर थोड़ा zoom कर दीजिए.
आप अपनी स्लाइड जूम कर सकते
नहीं
हैं.
वो करा है बट वो फिर वो हाइड हो जाता है कंटेंट.
My side there is no.
Okay, sir, fine.
If it is visible now.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now this is like, so at the top of the table, it will be written as number of values of a T distribution. So from there you come to know that it is a T tables. Fine. So see the nature of the table over here now. So in the first column, there is one thing written as DF. So DF here is your degrees of freedom. So till Z test we don't have any degrees of freedom, but from T test there is a concept of the degrees of freedom. So degrees of freedom is like, the concept of degrees of freedom is like, suppose you are given with the sum of 5 numbers is equal to 10. Sum of the 5 numbers is equal to 10. So how many values you are given with the full freedom? 5 numbers का sum जो है वो 10.
5 values.
So in how many values you can give on your freedom to any value?
5.
Why? You cannot give the full freedom values to all the 5.
5.
You can give only to 4, because last number has to be the difference of 10 minus the sum of all the 4 numbers. 4 numbers तक कुछ भी दे सकते हो, 1 2 3 4. 4 plus 3 7 plus 2, जैसे 1 1 2 4 दे दिया. 1 1 2 4 is 4 plus 2 6 plus 1 7 plus 1 8. तो जो 5th नंबर है उसमें फ्रीडम नहीं है ना, बिकॉज वी आर गिवन विद द सम एज 10. So automatically 5th number comes as 10 minus 8 to fill up that is 2. So fifth number is not having a freedom to me. Fifth number automatically comes from the balance. Clear? So I'm not a freedom to give all the 5 numbers of my own. So it is a degrees of freedom. Yes,
सर एक बार रिपीट कर दो सर.
I'm repeating it. Suppose there is a condition, there is a statement given to you that the sum of 5 numbers is equal to 10. Now I want to fill that 5 numbers. So if you can fill that 5 numbers of your own, of any freedom, तुम्हारे पास फुल फ्रीडम है उन पांचों नंबर्स को फिल करने के लिए. कोई भी वैल्यूज पुट कर सकते हो 5 वैल्यूज की जगह. 1 करो, 2 करो, 3 करो, any value you can put it. But you can put only for 4 values. अगर टोटल 5 वैल्यूज थी तो 4 वैल्यूज तो फुल फ्रीडम है. You can put any values, 1 1 2 2 1 2 3 1, any value you can put, but up to 4 only. 4 नंबर्स को ही अपनी फ्रीडम से फिल कर सकते हो. The rest, fifth one is you don't have any freedom for that because you know the sum is 10. So the fifth number comes automatically without your wish. तुम्हारी विश नहीं भी है. मान लो मैंने ये कहा 10 - 8 2 आया पांचवा नंबर. मेरी विश नहीं थी कि पांचवा नंबर 2 आए, but I have no freedom to choose that number because the sum is 10. We know that the sum is 10. So I have a degrees of freedom to fill 4 numbers. Fifth number I don't have any freedom to fill that. So that is a concept of degrees of freedom. Here, or I repeat again.
Clear, sir.
If it is clear, or I will repeat this again.
सर क्लियर नहीं हुआ हमें.
Clear nahi hua. Okay, I am repeating it. Suppose there will be sum of 5 numbers. A plus B plus C plus D plus E is equal to 10. Fine. Now I want to find the values of A, B, C, D, E. So what you have to do, you can fill any numbers to this A, B, C, D, E. So you will fill, suppose A as 1, B as also 1, C as 2, D as 3. Fine. Now if you have filled 1 1 2 3, so 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 3 7. Now the fifth number automatically comes as the difference of 10 minus 7. You don't have any choice to fill that 7 number. अगर तुम फिर E वाली वैल्यू को 5 पुट करना चाहो तो कर सकते हो. Already you get a sum of 4 numbers as 7. तो अगर मैं E को अपनी फ्रीडम से 5 फिल करना चाहूँ तो कर सकता हूँ. अगर मैं 5 फिल करता हूँ तो सम 12 हो जाएगा ना, बट सम तो हमें गिवन है कि 10 ही है. So I have a full freedom to choose 4 values. 4 वैल्यूज को तो मैं अपनी मर्जी से फिल कर सकता हूँ. जो पर बैलेंस फिफ्थ नंबर है वो तो डिफरेंस से ही आएगा ना. फिफ्थ नंबर को फिल करने की मेरे पास फ्रीडम नहीं है ना. इट इज नॉट हैविंग अ फ्रीडम ऑन माय साइड टू फिल दैट फिफ्थ नंबर. सो दैट इज नोन एज योर डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम. अब बात समझ आ गई? नाउ इट इज क्लियर. सो अब 5 नंबर्स में डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम कितनी थी? 4. So which is
4.
n minus 1. So the general concept of degrees of freedom becomes it is n minus 1. You can give the any values to n minus 1 values. N minus 1 items you can give any value, but to the last element you don't have any degrees of freedom. So you have a degrees of freedom for n minus 1 value. So that's why here considered as the n minus 1. So here in our case we have a total sample size of 12 items. So 12 items means n minus 1. So we have a degrees of freedom of 11. So here we have to see the degrees of freedom as 11. So we have to just go to row number 11 to see our T table value. So we have to check for the degrees of freedom first in the question. So if it is 12 sample, so then means it is n minus 1. So you have to check for 11. So if there is suppose 25 samples we have taken it, so then 25 means the degrees of freedom becomes 24. So you have to go to this 24. Fine. And see this, they have given up to 30 only. So because the maximum sample size is 30 only, so they have given their t values up to 30 only. So rather 30 is not there, 29 is the maximum. 29 is the maximum value because n minus 1 is there, so we cannot have more than 29 in the case of t-test. Clear? So now if you will see over here, it is, so this degrees of freedom is clear to you. Now the column we have to check that which column we have to see. So we have reached up to this degrees of freedom as 11. So we have reached this 11. Now we have to see if we have to use which value of this because we have various values under this. So now we have to check the level of significance. It is given like 5% level of significance and it is one tail. So 5% level of significance and one tail means it is not divided into two parts. So 5% means 5% means
0.05.
0.05. So you have to check this 0.05 one. So you have to check the level of significance on this side and degrees of freedom this. So 11 and in front of 0.05 you have a value as 1.795 or you can say 1.796. So the table value in our case comes out to be 1.71796. So 1.796 will be your table value. So suppose if it is a two-tail test, then if it is a two-tail test, then
Then it would be 0.25.
0.5 is divided into two parts. So it is 0.025. Then you have to see the value as 2.2099. Clear? So accordingly, you have to see your T tables. So from the first column, you have to see the degrees of freedom, and from the you can say the columns. First column you will see the degrees of freedom and you go with the required row, and then the level of significance will decide your column, that which is your desired column. So seeing this particular scenario, our table value comes out to be 1.796. So if we go to our Word file, I'm sharing you this screen only. It will be more easy.
Sir, please share the this table in the group, sir.
1 second, I will share the screen only. Whatever it is, the screen will be visible. If the table is available,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
so this is your degrees of freedom. So this is your degrees of freedom in the first column and level of significance in the further columns. So here our sample size is 12. So n minus 1 is your degrees of freedom, which is 11. And we have to seek the level of significance for 5% one tail. So 5% one tail means it is 0.05 only. But if it is two tail, it is 2.5%. So then you have to see this. But here it is one tail, so you have to see this 0.05 and 11. So it is 1.796. Fine. So here it comes like the T table value. So here is the T table value at one tail. T table value at one tail is 1.79. How much it is?
1.796.
1.796. So it is 1.796. Fine. So again, so now there is no role of this this diagram. There is no role. Now it is like comparison. If calculated is greater than table, reject or accept. So here our calculated is greater than table. Calculated is 2.083. So this value is
सर
2.083.
कैलकुलेटेड नेगेटिव में नहीं आएगी वैल्यू.
नेगेटिव को तो इग्नोर करना है ना हमने. In any case, we have to ignore the negative. This area is also positive, so we have to ignore the negative. So magnitude we have to compare only. So 2.083 is greater than 1.796. That's why H naught is rejected. So that means, what is the meaning? The sample mean is having a significant difference. So 48.5 is not equal to 50 in the terms of significance. Fine? Clear हुई ये चीज?
Yes, sir.
अब देखो, now what is the difference? Otherwise there will be, so in case if the standard deviation is not given, so we have done this question when S is given to us directly. ये हमें S given था ना 2.5, but if this SD is not given to us and we have to calculate this, we are given with the data. We are given with the data, not with the mean or SD. Then what we have to do? So write down that question. So write down the next question. The specimen of copper wires is specimen of copper wires the specimen of copper wires drawn from a large lot have the following breaking strength. The specimen of copper wires have the following breaking strength. Have the following breaking strength in kgs weight. In kg. So the data is given to you, that is 578, 578, 572, 578, 572, 570, 568, 572, 578, 570, 572, 596 and 544. So this is the data given to you for the specimen of a copper wire having the following breaking strength in kgs. So we have taken a sample of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, and they are given with the specimen weights of the all the 10. Now the next is the test whether the mean breaking strength of a lot may be taken from 578 kgs. So you have to test. Whether the mean breaking strength is 578 kgs. Test at 5% level of significance. So this is the question now. So now what is the change in the question? In the previous question, you are provided with the mean and SD. But in this question, you are not provided with the mean and SD, you are given with the data. अब ये देखो, ये जो डेटा वाला केस है, it is possible in case of t-test because it is not possible to give the data for maybe 100 elements or 200 elements as in the case of Z. but T में तो maximum values 30 है ना, so I can give the data values for the 30. So that is the case in case of T test. So we are not provided with the calculations of mean and SD. We are providing with the data itself. Now from the data itself we have to calculate the results, that whether the mean breaking strength is 578 kgs. Fine. So the first is the formulation of hypothesis. Again, it is like sample mean is equal to 578 kgs. That will be your null, and it is not equal to 578 kgs. That will be your alternate. So again, it is a one sample mean. We have to compare our 10 samples. So this is our 10 samples. So we have to compare our 10 samples mean with this mean of 578. So that's why it is again a case of a one sample mean. Now it is a one-tail test or a two-tail test. It is a two-tail test because it can be greater than 578 or it can be less than 578. So it is a case of two-tail test. Now T calculated value you have to calculate. So the formula will remain the same, but now you have to find these values of X and S. अब X और S की वैल्यू पहले हमें गिवन थी. Now we have to find the values of X and S. So now how to find the values of X?
So we will calculate the mean of all given values.
So you can calculate the mean of all the values. So you can calculate the mean. So mean comes out to be 578 plus 572. निकालो mean कितना आ रहा है?
572. 572.
572. Okay, so X is coming out to be like 572. So the mean of your sample comes out to be 572. Mu कितना है?
578.
578.
So mu is given, you have to compare for 578. So mu is 578. Fine. Now you have to calculate the SD. अब तुमने next क्या निकालना है? SD. So SD is, अब standard error निकालना है S. So how you can calculate this S? So what is the formula for sigma, standard deviation? Standard deviation कैसे निकाला था? Summation of x minus x bar square divided by n का अंडर रूट किया था. So if you have remembered that, if we have done the standard deviation, so standard deviation का formula क्या था? So what is the formula for standard deviation? Standard deviation is equal to sigma is equal to x summation of x minus mean square divided by और इसका अंडर रूट. Fine, यही था. If you have remembered that this is the formula for some standard deviation, x minus mean, so you have to first calculate the mean, then individual x minus x bar. So x minus x bar square summation divided by n का अंडर रूट. So that is the formula. But in case of calculation of S, if you want to calculate the S over here, so this is n, not n, this is n minus 1. So that is a difference in case of your standard error. So in spite of division with n, we have to divide it with n minus 1. Clear? Clear है ये point?
Yes, sir.
Now calculate this S. अब S निकालो. tell me the data. It is, you can see the data from the question.
So 578,
578,
572, 570, 568, 572,
22,
578, 570, 572, 596.
596
हाँ जी.
and 544.
544.
So this will be your n. Then you have to calculate the mean. So mean comes out to be 572. So x minus x bar you have to calculate. So x minus x mean. So which is 578, which will be equal to 578 minus of 572. So this will be your x mean. Now you have to calculate this x minus mean, x minus x bar square. So that is equal to this into this. So this will be your x minus x bar square. Then you have to take the summation of the same. So this becomes 1456. So your s becomes under root of power function, you can say. So power function of summation of this divided by n. So so the power function of sigma of this, so you can say like 145.6. No, it is like 1456 divided by 9. And you can write simply like this, is equal to 1456 divided by 9. Instead of 10 you have to divide it with 9 and minus 1. So 1456 divided by 9 raised to the power 0.5, 1 by 2. So 12.71, 12.72 you can say your S is. So your S value comes out to be 12.7. क्या हुआ? Repeat. So x minus, you have to calculate the mean. Mean comes out to be, so x, the formula becomes, the formula for S is sigma of x minus x bar square by n ka under root. So here it is n minus 1. So first you have to calculate the mean. It is 572. Then you have calculated x minus x bar. So 578 minus 572, 572 minus 572. So this is x minus x bar. Then you have to take the square of the same. It comes out to be, this is all the squares, and then sigma of x minus x bar square comes out to be 1456. So now 1456 is the summation x minus x bar square. Now you have to divide this with n minus 1 now, because this is a t test, so it have to divide with n minus 1, so that is 9. So when you are dividing it this with 9, so 1456 divided by 9 is 1456 divided by 9 is 161.7, and the ultimate is the under root of this. So is equal to this raised to the power 0.5. So that comes out to be 12.72. So 12.72 will be your standard deviation. Put in this formula to calculate the t calculated value. So t calculated is equal to, x is 572 minus 578 divided by s. S is 12.72. 12.72 divided by under root of n only. यहाँ पे n से ही divide होगा, but सिर्फ calculations जब करनी है, then you have to divide it with n minus 1. Fine. So only when you have to calculate this s, you have to make with n minus 1. But in this formula, there is only n. So here it is divided by 10 only. Clear? So what is the value?
0.4972.
Last value you are talking of?
Yes, sir.
T calculated is?
0.49721.
Ignore the minus sign, you have magnitude only.
Yes, sir. Ignore the negative sign.
Repeat the value of T calculated.
0.49721.
0.49721. So that is your T calculated. Now again compare the things. Up table value. So now here the table value is for two tail. So you have to check for. Degrees of freedom is 11.
And
Now
0.025.
the degrees of freedom is now 9. 10 are the
9.
total values. So we have a degrees of freedom of 9. 9.025. So this will be your 0.025.
Sir, but my calculation says that T calculated is 0.149.
0.149. So
T
that is the calculation.
T calculated
149.
0.149. Yes, sir.
You'll check the calculation. I have not checked the calculation. You can check it of your own, and then you can make corrections. But the ultimately, whatever the thing in the table value comes out to be. So your table value comes out to be this 9 and 0.025. That is 2.26216. So your table value is this. Again, if it is 0.49 or if it is 0.149, this value is less than 2.286. So we are accepting our null hypothesis. So the condition is, so in our case, we are accepting a null hypothesis as our calculated value is less than the table value. So that means the mean weight of our copper wires is equal to 578. So 572 or 578 में significant difference नहीं है. So that is your interpretation of it. Fine. अब ये देखो जो हमने ऊपर वाला क्वेश्चन किया था, if in that case it is a two tail test. हमने ऊपर वाला क्वेश्चन वन टेल टेस्ट के लिए किया ना. इन केस अगर ये टू टेल टेस्ट होता तो टेबल वैल्यू चेंज हो जाती. 1.796 है 0.05 पे. अगर यही टू टेल होता तो 0.025 होता. तो 0.05 और 11 पे देखो वैल्यू कितनी है, 2.2 है. जो वहां यहाँ 1.796 थी वो यहाँ पे कितनी होगी, 2.20. और हमारी कैलकुलेटेड कितनी है, 2.0. तो जो हमने वन टेल में हमने क्या किया, रिजेक्ट किया. अगर वही टू टेल होता तो टू टेल पे क्या हो जाता, एक्सेप्टेंस आ जाता. फाइन. सो दैट्स डिटरमाइन योर लेवल ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस इन so that is your the case. So now we are ending the class because it's already 10:30. Maybe your next class is already on, I don't know, but so we are left with, so maybe by next week we are completing the test like T test. We have left with the two cases of T test and then ANOVA and then chi-square. So basically these tests are left now. So probably by next week we are completing these tests. Fine. So any doubts we can discuss for next 5 minutes. If there will be any doubt we can discuss. I am stopping the recording.